Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoes.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Finally. Everything is working, and I figured it was time for an updated Gameroom walkthrough. I have to give a huge thanks to Joel, Keith, and Steve for coming over last weekend to help me fix some of my games. Things weren't working, and since I started doing beer reviews with all the games in the background, people have been asking for an updated walkthrough video, so that's what we're gonna do. I'll turn one of the lights on out here, actually. But yeah, as of right now, everything is playable. So we'll just go through real quick. It's been a while since I've done a walkthrough video. There's been some stuff that's been added, stuff that's been taken away. So yeah, we will start here. Actually, yeah, we'll start here at the minis. This is actually our candy machine. Picked this up last year. There's no candy in it right now because it's hot as shit out here in the garage, so a lot of stuff melts. I got this at a garage sale for $20. It was super dirty when I got it, cleaned it up. Once the weather cools off and it gets a little bit cooler out in the garage, I'll fill that back up with candy, but there's gumballs in it. The kids love it. Missile Command Mini. This was not here the last walkthrough video. I got this, I think I got it last year, maybe beginning of this year, from my buddy Andy. He was in San Marcos. He was moving up to Riverside, and he decided that he was getting rid of this, so had to pick it up. These Atari Cabarets are sick. Love this game. It's got the Super Missile Attack kit in it. That's what's here, right here. Player 1 and Player 2 start. Switches it over to Missile Command. 2 games in 1 cabinet. You cannot beat that. So cabinet's in good shape. I've done nothing to this. So there you go. Next to that is a Miss Pac-Man Mini. I got this from my man Griffin, one of the gentlemen who was here on Saturday helping me fix stuff. Another game in awesome original shape. We've talked about this before. It's a Hot Pursuit button. No idea what that was for. There was a kid, I guess, that sped up Miss Pac when you were playing against the ghosts. But I put a Mark Spaeth 6-pack kit in this. Press Player 1 and Player 2 start. Goes back to the menu. Gives you 6 options. There's Pac-Man slow, Pac-Man fast, Pac Plus slow and fast, Miss Pac slow and fast. So if you want this kit, I think it's like $100, and it's amazing if you have a Pac-Man or a Miss Pac-Man. It's plug and play, super easy. I usually have it on Miss Pac fast because that's my favorite. Takes 2 seconds to load the game, and you are off. Next to that, Centipede Cabaret. Did not have this the last walkthrough video. Oh no, actually I did have this. I mean, it's a Uber Atari classic. This is actually the game that got me into this hobby, not because I bought one, but because my dad did. And he bought a Centipede game on eBay. I had no idea you could buy arcade games, and thus the madness started for me. Again, cabarets are amazing. I added this marquee light to it. This didn't come from the factory like this, so. That's the only thing I've done to this. It needs an overlay. There's an overlay on it, but you can see it is thrashed. The person actually put, this is a new old stock overlay, and it's a bummer because the person put this over the overlay that was existing. No idea why that happened, but it did. But yeah, this has the multi-pede kit in it. Press the 1 and 2 player start buttons. And it switches over to multi-pede. Holy crap, this monitor needs to get degaussed. We need to degauss this monitor bad, but yeah, again, multiple games and cabinets. That's the theme here with these cabarets. It helps. Not when you're hurting for space, because Lord knows I'm not, but it's amazing to have all these options. So there you go. Next to that, Outrun Mini. Absolutely love this game. One of my favorite games ever. I played this a ton growing up. Always played the upright version. I actually had an upright version first, and I had mentioned in the last video that we did that I sold it because it did not have high score or free play, and we got a kit from Darren F on Co-op, I think is his name. You can see here there's free play on it, and all you have to do, I'm not going to press start because it'll start a game, but all you have to do is press start. It saves scores. I have not done the battery mod on this, so my scores will go away if I leave the game off for more than a couple weeks at a time, but this did not have a marquee light in it on our last video. So that's the only thing I did to that, added that to it. I think it makes it, I mean, you absolutely have to have a marquee light in an Outrun. So yeah, Centipede, I put the marquee light in there, put the marquee light in the Outrun. But yeah, this is our little cabaret row. I love these little minis. So next to that is my favorite game of all time, Paperboy. Uber Atari Classic, 1984. I was 3 years old when this game came out. And I've got some tokens up here that Ty sent me. They just sit on the marquee, because when you were in arcades back in the day, that's what happened. You put your tokens up. Just replaced the pots and the steering last weekend. Here's my little Paperboy Handheld. I actually bought that during a podcast one time, and I had been drinking that night and didn't remember buying that, and 2 days later it showed up, so that was a fun little surprise. So it just sits on the control panel. Currently my high score on Easy Street's 169,000. I think that's 3,000 points away from the world record that my man Ed Owen owns. Hopefully he's going to Grinkers this year. Maybe we can play it again. Fantastic shape. This is one of the longest games I've owned in my collection. I bought this in 2007, I think. So I've had this for almost 10 years. I will never, ever, ever sell it. So next to Paperboy is Tubin. One of the coolest marquees ever. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. It's got 3 little drums in it, so it makes it almost like an animated marquee. It looks like the waterfall is moving. Super, super fun 2-player game. Again, another Atari classic. This is 1987, I think. Rich at this old game actually just made a topper for this, so I'm going to buy that. There's a little topper that goes on top of that. 2 players simultaneously, no joysticks, no trackballs, just buttons. Paddle forward, paddle backwards, throw beer cans, try and get to the end of the levels. I absolutely love this game. I actually got this game for free. So I got this game with the agreement that I would never get rid of it, since I got it for free. And the only thing I've done to this, you can't really see it. The side art's in good shape, but I put repro gators on there. Those are always missing, so those are on there now. You can't see it because it's smashed between these other games, but that's Tubin. That's its attract mode. Nathan Ryerson hates that music when it gets played during my beer reviews. So next to that is Punch-Out, one of my favorite games of all time. Dual monitor Nintendo Classic. This needs a lot of work, but it was cheap, and I love it. I got to replace the overlay. It's got the big blue knockout button, which a lot of these are missing. Monitors look good. I could use a new plexiglass, but someone repro'd those on Clav, I think, but I never got that. But absolutely love this game. This is one of the games that I can go through and get to the second round of Boxers, which are the same guys, but absolutely love Punch-Out. A lot of people like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out because that's what they remember as kids, but I'm a Punch-Out arcade enthusiast. I think it's the best game ever, and it saves high score, so there you go. Next to that, Mario Brothers scratch-built cabinet. I said it in my last video like 3 years ago that I need to redo this or finish this cabinet. Still have never done it. It's scratch-built, so it's absolutely perfect, but it needs to be painted. Needs to be vinyl and side art. It's got the free play, or I'm sorry, the high score save kit. It actually has free play, but I have never put it on free play. I just credit it up, but it saves high scores. Again, another Uber Nintendo classic. Played this a ton on the NES as a kid. So yeah, that's Mario Brothers. Next to that is Tapper. The theme of this garage. This is perfect. I absolutely love this game. I love the side art. It is amazing. And it's a beer themed game, which is perfect. Have I done anything to this? CD Jump on Claw fixed my boards, and I added these little coasters that Nick Gandara, Slick Nick on Claw made. So those are pretty sweet. Anything else we did to this? I don't think so. Everything's original. It's got a little bit of that greenish stuff going on, but I love this game. The monitor is absolutely beautiful, and I got this from Griffin too. Hashtag bro price. Next to that, Elevator Action. One of my favorite games ever, and I have absolute amazingly fond memories, if that makes any sense, of this game. When I was a kid, my grandfather worked in a dental office, and this was one of the games in the game room. So one of my first memories of playing arcade games was Elevator Action. Only bummer about this game is there's no high score save kit and there's no free play kit, so that sucks, but it is what it is. I got this from my man Jawawawan on Clav for hashtag bro price. Next to that, Zookeeper, my second favorite arcade game of all time. This finally is up and working. It had been down forever. I was having all kinds of board issues. It died like 3 times in the 6 years or 7 years that I've owned it. Finally bit the bullet, said screw it, we're going to J-Rock it, and that's what I did last week. So it is back up and running, and we've been playing the absolute crap out of this game. I absolutely love this game. One of the coolest cabinets ever. It's a bummer that it's not like on the outside of a row, because It's got full side art for a Taito cabinet, and it's just amazing. The orange and blue and all that good stuff is rad. So that is Zookeeper. Next to that is Donkey Kong. It's got the DK Remix kit in it right now. Gives you Donkey Kong Remix, Donkey Kong Deranged Edition, and Donkey Kong. You can get that. I think the website is highscoresaves.com. You can just Google it. Google Donkey Kong Remix. Gives you a bunch of cool new levels. It's a really, really fun game. Super challenging. I got this cabinet from my man. Who did I get this from? Shoot. Was it my... I got this before I moved. I got this cabinet not working for $50, which is amazing. And on top of this is our Jaws Arcade light box that's not plugged in that Gak Attack made for me. And we have Joe Boo next to that. If you don't know who Joe Boo is, we can't be friends anymore. So trying to tell me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? I don't know, maybe. But yeah, I got this cabinet for $50. Greg did some work to the board. I had to replace the monitor, but it's in good shape. It needs side art on this one side, but you can't see it like shoved up against these games. So it's Donkey Kong. It's classic. Everyone loves Donkey Kong. Next to Donkey Kong is Super Punch-Out. Another just one of my favorite games ever. Super, super hard game to come by, it seems. This is a sequel to Punch-Out. A lot of people played Super Punch-Out on Super Nintendo. I actually did not know there was a Super Punch-Out arcade game when I first got into this hobby. So cabinet's in good shape, needs to be restored. I need to replace all this stuff, but it works and it is amazing. On top of that is Joe Boo's locker. And this is the Freedom Tower of Budweiser cans. And before anyone says anything about me having Budweiser cans in my garage, the story behind this, one of my very best friends who just got home, he was deployed the last year. He was in my garage one day when I was at work playing games, and when I came home, this was built. And he was drinking beers out here. And when he left, I told him I was going to leave this up until he got home safe, and he came back, and we decided it's going to stay because America, even though it's not an American beer company anymore. But there you go. American flags. So that's the story behind the Budweiser Tower. Next to that is Food Fight, another game I will absolutely never get rid of. I love this game. I love this cabinet. Again, you can't see it because it's shoved up against other games, but Uber Atari Classic. I played this game for the first time at California Extreme in 2006. Fell in love with it, lucked out. This is actually the game that I played at California Extreme. I got it from Kevin on Clav. His handle was Rad Arcade. He's not around anymore in the hobby, but I got this and Paperboy from him. So two of my favorite games I got from the same guy. It's in good shape. The bellows on the joystick needs to be rebuilt, but it works. It's fantastic. Everyone who comes over that has never heard of this game before plays it, loves it. So seriously, one of the coolest cabinets ever. Next to that is 720. I know I keep saying this, but again, one of my favorite games. This game, I've said it before on podcasts, it absolutely screams 80s to me. I don't know what it is about this game, but I don't know if it's the cabinet, the boombox, the skating theme. I'm not even a skateboarder, but I absolutely love this game. Super duper hard game. Again, another cabinet that needs to be restored. All in good time, I guess. When everything works and you like playing it, you just play games. I don't know. I'd rather play these things and take the time to restore them right now. Maybe when my kids are older and I don't have to worry about doing a bunch of stuff with them, I can do that. Who knows? But yeah, 720. Got this from John. Came with Elevator Action. I actually bought this, Elevator Action, and Championship Sprint, which is no longer here anymore. But he brought those. This was in Phoenix. I actually think Kalen had this game at one point. But yeah, it's amazing. It's 720. Our little kegerator's next to that. Hashtag Free Brady. This just has, what's in here? A bunch of sours, I think? Yes, there's sours in there. These are all, this is like my wife's refrigerator. Tons of sours. Those are her favorite. Those all need to be drank and reviewed at some point. Next to that is Robotron 2084. Amazing Williams game. Probably the best Williams game there is. So this game died. The monitor had a bunch of issues, and right now it's playable, but as you can see, I need to get the G07 rebuilt, which I sent to Buffett. So he's going to hook that up. This is a K7000, I think, that I had laying around, but the horizontal width coil was messed up, and you can see, like, you can't see the entire screen, so it's kind of hard to play Robotron, but it works right now. You can play it. It's been down, so I'm stoked. It's Robotron. I got this from Dean in Riverside. Another bro price from the Clav. The glare in here is horrible. I'm going to turn this light off. Hold on. But yeah, Robotron. And last but not least, this is our NBA Jam cabinet. There's a topper up there. You probably cannot see. Oh, there it goes. It's hard to see in the dark. But for all of you who are asking what happened to the road to 27 wins, it actually turned out that I thought there was a power supply issue with this, but there is a board issue with NBA Jam, unfortunately. So I need to find someone who repairs NBA Jam boards. If anybody knows anyone who does that, there's a brand new power supply in it, and for whatever reason, in the middle of the board, it is only getting like 4.4 volts. So something's up with the board. I have no idea. I'm not a board person. So it's got Tetris in it. My wife loves Tetris. My kids love Tetris. I've got some other boards that we swap out, but Tetris is in there right now. But that's the NBA Jam cabinet. And then finally is the red tent, which is here. Right now we have Versus Super Mario Brothers that has the high score save kit, and the free play, which you just you press one player start and it starts a game. Did not have that before, so it adds a huge awesomeness to Super Mario Brothers. And on the other side is Dr. Mario, my wife's absolute favorite game. I actually used to have a Versus Unisystem dedicated cabinet to Dr. Mario, and I bought it for her for Valentine's Day back in the day, and it was amazing. Everyone thought I was crazy doing that, but she loved it. So part of being successful in this hobby is getting your wife to agree with what you're doing, and that really helped out. So that's the red tent. This is a little air hockey table. This is where I sit and do beer reviews at. The kids got this for Christmas, I think, like 4 years ago. They played it for like 6 months and they were over it. So it was used to work on stuff out here, and this is where I sit and drink beers and review them in front of these games. And I think that's it. I'll turn the light back on. I've done a video to show like the paint that's out here. I love the paint. It's blue, red, and silver with the stripes. We got a Team America poster up there. But at the end of the day, it's still a garage. I still have a bunch of stuff to do. I need to insulate the garage doors, as you guys can see. These are my porn lights that I use for the beer reviews. And then it's still a garage. So this is all of our baseball stuff, golf stuff. These are the 2 beer fridges. Everyone makes fun of me because I have 2 beer refrigerators, but that's the way it goes. This is a cellar fridge with a bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be drank right away. And then this is the fridge that we try and drink out of when people are around and whenever we're going to have beers. We have beer for everyone. Guests that come over, you get light beer if you like it. There's other beer in here. A bunch of fun stuff. So there's a treadmill. Good times. But yeah, it's still at the end of the day a garage. I still at some point want to put flooring in here, carpet, I think. But yeah, that is the state of the game room, as they would say. September 1st, 2016. So everything works. It's fantastic. We've been out the last 3 or 4 days playing the crap out of these games again, which is awesome. And yeah, I appreciate everyone checking the video out. I'm sorry that it took so long. I know people had been asking to see an updated video of the game room. So appreciate your patience. There were some things I needed help with that I was beyond my pay grade, so I just didn't get to do it. So since everything's working again, a bunch of gameplay videos will be coming up. Obviously, we're going to keep doing beer reviews. And now that everything's working and clean out here, I'm going to see if I can pick up some new games. It's always fun to add stuff to the collection. So yes, I think we've rambled on enough. I think we've seen everything that's out here. And I love it. It's a cool little cool hobby to be in and a cool little space to have. So that is it, guys. I am out of here. If you made it to the end, thanks for hanging out and listening to me ramble. If you've never subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you like beers, if you like retro gaming, there's a little bit of everything for everyone on this channel. So that is it. I'm out of here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA Jam with the shoe.